Hey, it's the Life GM. And listen, I'm going to talk to you more about the playbook and how realizing the answer um, can bring about some real teachable moments. There's a lot that it teaches us through many of which are just based on the readings of the book. And today, I want to focus on breaking down real life situations and how you can use real life situations and turn those into teachable plays. Because at the end of the day, I want you to develop a game plan for yourself, a game plan that promotes self-responsibility and accountability, you know, and at some point have you to establish a game plan for life. And and as well as that, I want you to be the GM of your life. I want you to be in charge of your life. I want you to to really take control of it. And when I talk about breaking down real life situations, in it, I know that I have a chapter in that book, and that book in that chapter um, in particular that I'm thinking about is the one that speaks of a fall from grace. You know what I mean? I had young people who were really. I was trying to teach them how to live and teach them accountability and responsibility, and I used football to be able to do that. You know, and I think that I was fairly successful in doing that. I wanted people to just I wanted them in particular to understand that in order to work together as a team and everybody working together to reach the same common goal can be equated to your life and can be equated to real life situations. So that fall from grace talks about how a group of kids goes to a bowling alley, goes there to have a nice time, to think that they're going to have a nice time, don't know that there's a lot of racist people in there. They don't know that a lot of adults in there and who really don't care about their well-being. And during their stay, during their time that they were in their bowling and having a good time, you know what I mean? A fight breaks out, you know. And man, when I tell you I wasn't there, but I was one of the first calls that was made um, to um, 4 or 5 of the young people who were there who played football for me and had understood that they were facing something that they really was going to have a difficult time dealing with. And um and what happened in that situation, it it let me know that I could not allow it from the outset to just be a local community situation. I needed to shine a national spotlight on this because it was going to get very ugly, and I visualized that before it even happened. So I was really proactive in how I decided to handle things. Before anybody knew that anybody would be charged with anything, I started looking at the possibilities of getting an attorney and talking to my school president, who I know had a lot of influence in not only the political, the national political atmosphere, but the world political atmosphere. He really knew people, and he had established relationships with people that I could not even think of. I couldn't even spell half of their names and half their jobs. However, I knew to seek his advice as to what needed to happen in this situation. Again, being proactive, and lo and behold, I needed everything that I was educated on. I needed all of the information that I needed and that I used. And what happened, we really um, um, We didn't come out of it unscathed. However, we managed a storm, a real storm of life that could have destroyed these young people's lives forever. And we did not allow it to happen because we knew that we had to make decisions for them that they would later understand, and they would grow to understand and not to be bitter about it. Sure, it was systemic racism, but you could not go into a temporary incarcerated state with bitterness, because you would lose your focus on what it was that you needed to get out of the situation, so that you could continue on with your life. Well, in my online program, I have a whole program that's designed on storm management. And I nickname the subject matter, "This Too Shall Pass," meaning that trouble don't last always. However, you have to place yourself in a position to make your next step, and the step after that, and then the next step, and never, ever look back on what you did, how you did it, just how you can move forward. So I say that to say that is the auspices for me writing my book, because I wanted you to not only realize the answers that a lot of us came up with in handling the adversity and the different life-changing situations, but I also wanted you to reflect upon yourself and to see how it could help you, and how it could allow you to help somebody else out of a situation that they may get in, and sometimes to help you to avoid the situations by being proactive, by thinking ahead of the game and staying one step ahead of this game. That's why you have to have a game plan for your life. That game plan is when strategies and mindset meet, and it allows you to decide whether you're going to call your plays, or if you're going to allow the fear of the result of you doing something positive for yourself will play any role in dictating the scoreboard. And we get so deep into that. That's why I want you very badly to visit www.thegarydmore.com. Wherever you can, get a copy of the book, whether it's paperback, whether it's hardback, whether I sign it, whether I not sign it. Get that book and read it. And if you just go online and leave us your email address, I'll make sure that you get a copy of the playbook even before you get the book, so that you could see exactly why that book was even written, and some of the things in it that can help you to help someone else to live, learn, and to grow. That is what it's all about. So listen, there's two other subjects that I'm going to talk about that come from the playbook. The next one, it will help you to design a personalized life strategy. And then it will challenge you to take ownership of your life. Get a copy of the playbook. If you have a copy already of Realizing the Answer and have yet to finish reading it, Read it and make sure that you take the time to figure out, to understand what your role is going to be in your life.